All right, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Praise. I am head of brand and design at Bloc. Very shortly, we would have a few other team members join us. Um, we have Toluwaṣe Odugbemiru, whom some of you might be familiar with. He's our community manager here at Bloc. Um, um, and in a bit, we'll have a few more people join us on here. Today, um, I'm very excited to share the new dashboard um, from the stables of Bloc. What we've done in the last 2 months is that we have taken our services and extended it further to serve a lot more businesses. What we thought about, or the rationale behind what we have done, is we believe that every company is going to be a fintech company. We believe that every company is going to need financial technology to remain relevant in the next decade. And what we have done is taking the first step, which is offering banking as a service and payment infrastructure to fintech companies. We've done that, and then we've now extended it to also offer banking services and no-code tools to other non-technical businesses also. So in today's webinar, it's going to be broken into two. The first part of the webinar will be focused majorly. I'll be presenting the new dashboard to you. I'll be walking you through major features. I'll be walking you through what changes we've made to the dashboard. And then the second part of the webinar, which will take about 20 minutes, would be mostly questions and answers. So practically we'll be getting feedback from you, we're getting questions from you, and we'll be doing our best to answer every one of them. And then at the end of this session, for anyone who has requested early access in the past 1 week, we'll be sharing your unique sign-in link so that you can explore this dashboard by yourself. So just give me an emoji reaction if we are good to go and if we are ready and excited. An emoji reaction, please. Thank you. Alrighty, I'm going to share my screen a bit. Okay, we are here. Can you see the screen? Can you see my screen? Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. So what we've done with the dashboard is, like I said, we've created, we've introduced business banking services. And what this means is that startups and SMEs can now use Bloc and its tools to improve how they manage financial operations in their business. We like to say that we are building better banking by providing not just basic banking services like sending money, receiving money, saving money, making payments, but not just giving those basic standard services, but also extending it to helping businesses perform much more bespoke and tailored financial operations. I'm going to walk us through that. And what I'm going to try and do, since this is a demo for existing customers, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and walk you through what you are used to. And at every point in time, I'm going to try and explain what we've done differently at each point of the user journey. So first is we have our typical sign-in page that everyone here is very, very used to. I'm going to try and sign into my account now. So this is Praise Philemon at blockht.io. Now, the first thing we've done very differently is that we've added two-factor authentication to your login flow. Because banking you're dealing with actual real money, we had to improve our security around how you can access this money. So this makes sure that when you log into your account, you are sure that you're the one logging into your account. You know who exactly is logging into your account. So we send this OTP to your registered email. In this case, it's going to be sent to my email. I'm going to try and get my email. I'm going to try and get my email. Give me a few minutes. Okay, here we are. And once I verify my OTP, I am welcomed into the dashboard. Now this is the new Bloc, right? Let me explain what this new Bloc means for you, our customers. Prior to now, you only had access to our APIs. What this meant was that you could come on Bloc, sign into Bloc, integrate into our APIs, and offer financial services to your customers. These financial services, they range from being able to offer virtual account, cards, transfers, wallet services, bills payment services, payment services to your customer. You could embed it into your application and it would work. But what we've done is we've taken that infrastructure and extended it into four key value segments for businesses like you. The first segment is giving you an end-to-end rich banking functionality. And what we've done here is taking everything you enjoy from your typical business bank and then provide it to you within the Bloc dashboard. So instead of you having to bank yourself in a separate platform and then offer financial services on a different platform, Bloc now allows you to be able to experience improved banking within the same platform. So you can send money, you can receive money, and you can hold money on the Bloc dashboard. That is banking that we have offered to our existing customers. As usual, our infrastructure services still remain. You can still integrate all of the services that are still available, from accounts to cards to transfers and the likes. And then we have two more that is coming in the next 2 to 3 quarters. The third one is being able to provide financial services. What this means is, just like technical teams can take our Bloc API, integrate it, and use it to offer financial services to their customers within their own app. What we've done on the financial services segment of Bloc is that we are building a way for non-technical teams to do the exact same thing for their own customers. Here's a very good example. You are already experiencing great banking, but this time you are a cooperative, right? A cooperative, or maybe a church cooperative, and you want to save money, or you want to save money together as a cooperative. How do you manage this for your customers? The church itself can create a Bloc account, a Bloc organization account as the cooperative, as the organization. And then this church can then decide to issue accounts to its church members, right? These members then have let's call this church redeemers. So these church members now have a redeemer bank account, right? That they can then pay into for their cooperative. So they pay into their bank account, and then they know that this money of mine is with redeemers. And then redeemers can decide that, okay, for every sort of church-related expenses, you can perform it from this bank account. Or redeemers can act as a bank to their members, and then these members can use this account the way they would use their typical provider's account or their typical GT bank account, because it's an actual bank account. So when you issue this account, they can send money out of it, they can receive money into it, they can issue cards that tie and act as debit cards for those accounts. They can request for physical cards and use it to spend from that account. And they can do every single thing without having to hire a technical team to build a special app for them. So this means that small, large, medium cooperatives or other sort of organizations can decide to set up a mini bank within themselves and bank their customers, offering specific tailored banking services to their customers. Another example of how financial services would work for an organization is Here's one example. I work at Bloc, and Bloc decides that it wants to offer financing to its employees. How does this work? Bloc, I as an employee apply for a loan to the company, and then Bloc creates an account for me and says, we're going to pay your approved loan into this account. And then whenever it's time for us to get the money back from you, all you have to do is just simply pay back. Any amount that is left in this account is what we will deduct it from. And so Bloc issues this account to me, the employee, and then just pays out the loan. Let's say the loan is about 100,000 naira. I can spend from the account that Bloc has issued to me. I can spend the 100,000 naira as much as I want to spend it. And then when it's time for me to pay back, Bloc is simply just going to deduct or debit from the account that they issued to me. For me to pay back, all I have to do is just reliably fund the account that Bloc has issued to me. That account can also serve as my salary account. It can serve as my primary account if I want it to. It can serve as my operations account. It can serve like just any other digital bank account that you have. So what we've done here is that we've given non-technical teams and large organizations the same capability that a digital bank or a digital fintech currently has. And what this does for the industry is that for lack of a better word, democratizes access not just to banking services, but to banking infrastructure. And then finally is our partner library. And how we're thinking about partner libraries is that we believe very strongly that banking and banking as a service and payments features and functionalities are not the only things that you need to adequately manage your finances as a company. As we grow and as we learn more in the world around us, certain needs and certain problems keep cropping up, and Bloc cannot build for everything. So what we've done with our partner library is that, or what we are doing with our partner library is that in the next few months, we are partnering with, we're going to be partnering and integrating with other tools that would help improve and scale how you experience banking and finances on Bloc. Here's an example, right? Now you use Bloc to send money, receive money, and manage all of your payments. But Bloc does not actually give you bookkeeping services. And so partner library means that with a partner library, you can connect your Bloc account. You can connect your Bloc account to a bookkeeping service, an accounting service. You can connect your Bloc account to a tax payment service. You can connect your Bloc account to Zapier. Zapier is one example where you are able to create custom automations around how your bank works. I can see that a couple of people are asking questions about licenses and how customers access the account. Please just give us the next 10, 15 minutes and we'll be able to answer your questions. So just please bear with us a little bit. All right. So that is a quick overview of what Bloc is building. So let's just go through what we have now as the new dashboard. First is our homepage, which is really your main account balance. And what we've done, we've introduced a homepage instead of the balances page that you're currently used to. And in the homepage, you have your main account balance, and then you have your incoming settlement here. Your incoming settlement is simply all of the money that we should pay you and will be paying you in the next working day. You can track it here, and then when you click on settlement history, you can see a list of all the settlements you're expecting from Bloc and their status. But right here, you can see your main account balance. Here, this is 4,444 naira and 50 kobo. Then you can see your recent transactions. But then you can also perform quick actions here. First action is you can make a transfer, sending the recipient's bank and the account number. You can top up your balance by viewing your account number, your bank name, and your account name. And then you can choose to accept payments. Accept payments takes you to payment links where you can set up your payment links to accept payments. In the next few days, because once we go live with this, once we share the early access with our customers, what will be happening is that we'll be pushing daily updates to this dashboard. Some of those updates include the transaction pin, that ensures that all of your key sensitive transactions are verified or authenticated by your transaction PIN. Without this, why we're doing this is, like I said, we are dealing with real money here. And because we understand the importance of dealing with actual money, we need to really, really increase the security around it. So this ensures that how money moves around your around your business, around your organization is incredibly secure, and you do not have uh, to worry about it getting lost, or you don't have to worry too much about fraud, as long as everything else, as long as you protect your keys, as long as you protect your password, and so on. So yeah, let's go on. So next is that we worked on, we moved team members forward. In the previous version, you would have to go to settings and then add your teammates. But in this new version, teammates form an important part of the dashboard. How do I mean? We understand that not one person is responsible for finances in any company. Here's an example. Again, at Bloc here, we have an amazing finance team, one of the best, right? However, the finance team is not the only person responsible for sending and receiving money within the company. If you're a startup here or you work in a team here, you would be able to relate to this, right? The engineering team needs to pay for fees like AWS fees and the likes. The brand and marketing team needs to pay for their own SaaS tools. The sales team needs to make payment, maybe some sales expenses. The HR team needs to make payment for certain culture activities. Everybody is spending money in one way or the other. Yes, they're coming from the same account, but the finance team is not the only person spending money. Now, what usually happens in typical companies is that every time you need to spend money, you would have to request from the finance team and say, "Hi, finance, I want to spend money. This is how much I want to spend." And if you have to wait for the finance team to have your time to send the money to you. If you have never experienced it, sometimes you'd have to call the finance person multiple times before they're able to attend to your request. However, what we've done here is we understand the role of collaboration when teams manage their finances together. And with team members, you're able to invite teammates into your account, into your Bloc organization account to manage your finances with you. You're not inviting everybody, you're just inviting key people who are responsible for managing your account. In this account, for example, you would see that we have a key owner, which is me, and you have a ton of admins, right? These admins are different people in my organization who are also admins in their own right. They're leading a team, they're leading a project, and they need to spend money in one way or another. To invite a team member, all you have to do is click on invite a member, put in the name. I'm going to try and invite a friend of mine, Ambrose Dumbledore, provide their email address, and then you select the role. We currently have 4 preset roles. Owner is someone who's responsible for everything in dashboard. An admin is responsible for everything except having access to specific things. The developer role allows the teammates to be able to integrate and have access to the developer mode. And while associate is a read-only role. In this case, I'm going to click on admin and send an invite. Now I've sent an invite to our boss, and our boss should be able to get an invite, accept it, set his password, and then gain access to this dashboard. To see what you can access, all you have to click on is the roles and permissions, and you can see what the owner can do. So the owner can do everything. They can move money from the main balance, set transaction limit, add more owners to the organization, and manage your compliance. The admin can do everything the owner can do except the following things. So the admin can do everything the owner can do except these things listed here. They can be assigned to a sub account. We'll get there in a bit. They can also add other team members. They cannot add other owners, and they can move money from their own sub accounts and cards. The associates can only view. They cannot perform actual actions. While the developer gives the user access to everything they need to integrate or use the Bloc infrastructure. Now, why is teammates very, very important? Teammates are very important because of 2 new features that we've introduced to the Bloc dashboard. I like to call them advanced banking features, but let's just delve into them real quick. So first thing is sub accounts. Sub accounts is a feature that allows you to create even more organizational accounts for your business. Remember how I explained that not only the financing is responsible for spending money within the business, right? Yeah. Now, most companies have budgets. And even if you don't have budgets, most times you have requests. You know that, okay, you need to spend between 200 to 300,000 naira for a specific expense, right? And all of these things need to be tracked properly by the finance team. What sub accounts allow you to do is that it gives each department or each team lead or each admin a certain level of autonomy that is otherwise not really possible with traditional business banking systems. To be able to have a certain level of autonomy with traditional banking systems, you would need to be a co-signatory on the business bank account. You need to be invited. You need to have at the very bare minimum, you have a lot of access to the main bank accounts of Bloc of your company. But this is massive liability to any finance team. In fact, it is not even advisable for any finance team to do that. So what we've done with sub accounts is that we found a way to give you autonomy without the liabilities that come with it. So how does that work? Here's an example. So here is my company, Ofunga, with 4 teams. I have created 4 sub accounts for different things. I'm going to create a new sub account because I now have I need to pay salaries, right? I need to give the HR or a specific member of my team an account where he should deduct salaries from. Or let's call it bonus account. Let's use bonus instead. So I want to create an account specific to issuing out bonuses. So what I simply have to do here is come and click a new sub account and put the name of the account here. So we'll call this employee bonuses and click on create sub account. And what this does is that it creates a unique spending account for that part of my business, right? It creates a unique spending account for that part of my business. Now, whenever I have budgeted for employee bonuses, I can just simply transfer that money into this account. And then the HR team or the finance team can simply, whenever they need to pay out bonuses, they pay it out from this account, right? The product and engineering team has their own account. Whenever they've set their budget, if they set their budget for the year at 20 million, then I as a finance team can just send in 20 million to their account. And I know that whatever they need to spend, they can spend it from this account. The company retreat budget is managed by maybe the people and culture team. They have requested for a specific amount of money for the retreat budget. It has been approved by everybody. Instead of me having to send the money one by one for every single expense they need to make, I can just send the entire budget to this account. And then the HR team can then simply start to spend from this account. They can pay the vendors, they can pay the transport person, they can book the location, all from this account. And here's the fun part. The fun part is that I, as the owner and as the head of finance, who is managing the entire Bloc account, can literally oversee most of my transactions and see every single thing, every single transaction that's happening on my dashboard, whether it is from a sub account or from my main account. And if I find out that something is fishy and decides to just simply come to an account and just freeze it. Freezing an account means that that account would not be, you will not be able to use the account to send money or receive money anymore. And if I want to try and engage or I want to investigate on a certain kind of frivolity or a certain kind of inconsistency, I can do that because I've frozen the account and I can reach out to someone to say, hey, please do not spend money from this account until I'm sure that the books are correct, right? So sub accounts are not wallets. They are simply business accounts for different parts of your business. So you have a main account balance for your business, and then you've now created more business accounts for different parts of your business. So they're not wallets, they're actual bank account numbers that can send, receive, and hold money for you, for your different departments. But then we didn't stop there. Like I said, advanced banking features. So we created cards. And what we did with corporate cards is just like sub accounts. What we've done with corporate cards is that we have not given you we're giving you the ability to be able to issue cards within your company, corporate cards. just like I said, people spend money, right? Um, I have an example. We pay for SaaS tools. You pay for Zapier. You pay for your email marketing tool. You pay for Adobe. You pay for AWS, and you make these payments via mostly card payments, right? Debit card payments. With my cards, you can create a card, a Naira, a dollar card, as you choose. Our Naira cards are powered by Verve, and our dollar cards are powered by MasterCard. So you create a card, and then you choose who should manage this card. Now, remember, I showed you the team members feature, right? So people who can manage this card are people who are already admins in your team members feature. So in this case, I might choose Praise Philemon to manage this card, and then I can click on credit card. The credit card, it would credit card. For dollar card, the same thing works, right? I can choose who this card is particularly for. I can decide to change this to Toby and then choose to create a card. When I create a card, it is assigned to Toby. The name and all of the details is assigned to Toby, and only Toby will be able to spend from the card, or he'll be able to see the card to spend from it. Now the sub accounts and my cards. We also worked on other existing features like you would know. If you're familiar with the dashboard, you would know that payment links allow you to be able to create a unique payment link that people can pay you from. Our payment links currently support 3 payment methods. You can receive payment via cards, bank transfer, and DPA. We also have bills payments that allows you to make bills. The fun fact about bills payment is that it costs you nothing. And in fact, we pay you up to 3% commissions whenever you make a successful payment on the bills payment. And then one of my most exciting features to share with you is our POS terminals feature, which is part of what we'll be releasing with Bloc 2.0B. Our POS terminal feature allows you to be able to request a POS terminal. Allows you to request a POS terminal and immediately sync it and link it to your dashboard. So you request a POS terminal, whether it is Android or Linux, depending on which one your budget covers. And then when you request it, we deliver it to you, and then you can set it up and start to receive payments with it. What can you do with your POS terminals? Bare minimum, you can receive payment via bank transfer and via card withdrawals or by charging a card. And every time you do that, all of those transactions are immediately recorded on your dashboard. So a good example is the supermarket who has 3 or 4 cashier points or cashier offices, and then they can request about 3 or 4 POS terminals and assign it to each point. But every time a particular cashier processes a payment, that payment is immediately recorded on your dashboard. And like I said, the transactions page is your HQ for tracking every single transaction that happens on your account. So once you receive the money from them, what happens is that you're able to see it here and say, oh, okay, this particular amount of money has been received by this person. And what makes this really different is from most of that people do it is usually people would receive money independently into POS terminals, and at the end of the day, they would have to do manual reconciliation and settlement. But in this case, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Instead, you can real time have all of your transactions being synced right here on your dashboard, whether it's bank transfer or card. And extensively, some of what we are going to be working on in the future, once we launch the POS terminals, is we'll be introducing features like tips that allows you to be able to request for tips from your cashiers can request for tips from the person who is paying them. I would also be making the POS terminals available on the Bloc API. And this means that you would be able to integrate the POS terminals into your software or into your app, and you'd be able to, offer it to your customers as a service from your own application if you would need that feature. And then finally, we moved, and this is banking. Finally, we moved settings here, and developers and anyone who is integrating our API can now have access to our sandbox environment and their test keys. So when you turn on the developer mode, which is what we like to call it, you immediately have access to a live mode and test mode. And then you can see your API credentials and your webhook setup. Once it is enabled, you have this new tab called My Financial Tools. And this is where you can manage everything related to your Bloc API transaction, right? So now we have accounts. This is on my own on my own account or on my own integration. This is everything I have created via the API. This is all of the cards I have issued via the API. Reports and checkouts work out just the same. So I can switch to live mode. On my live mode, I get to see the list of things I have available on my live mode. I can switch back to test mode to play with my sandbox environment as much as I want. This is for all developers or technical teams who are using the dashboard to integrate their APIs. What we've done is that for existing technical teams, everything you have done relative to your integration still remain the same. You do not have to change anything. All of them will continue to work once you move to the new dashboard. All you have to do to be able to access your reports is turn on developer mode, and you'd be able to see this tab that allows you to be able to track all account, cards, reports, and whatnot that have been issued via the Bloc API. But when you turn off the developer mode, what you've done, when you turn off the developer mode, what you've done is you then have access to the full banking features of the Bloc app. So here you have, our business banking accounts, we have your cards, your corporate cards, sub accounts, team members, payment link, POS terminals, and bills payment. This in its entirety makes up the new Bloc 2.0B, helping you to perform bespoke business banking services, business banking services for your teams, and providing an interesting superpower for your finance teams. What to expect in coming years is that as part of our business banking, we'll be introducing dollar accounts. Dollar accounts means that you'll be able to own a business USD account tied to your business. You'd also be able to pay out or send monies up to 50 currencies. This is already in development, and we'll be announcing it rapidly within the next few months. Our ability to be able to send money to up to 50 currencies and the ability to be able to receive money into a dollar account. Would also, for our sub accounts and cards, would also be introducing the ability for you to impose limits, meaning when you assign a card or you issue an account to a teammate, you can decide that they cannot spend more than an amount of money per day or per week or per month. We're also introducing physical cards in the next 4 months. This means that you will be able, just like you're able to request and create a virtual card, you'll be able to request actual physical cards for your teammates to be able to spend physically, maybe at a POS device or at an ATM, and the likes. You would also introducing custom pricing for infrastructure. So while we know that for people who are going to be experiencing business banking, they have a specific kind of pricing. For those who are integrating our infrastructure, we will be reviewing our pricing to make it a lot more accommodating and affordable for you, so that you can have a lot more markups and you can enjoy more benefits by using our infrastructure alongside our banking features and functionalities. And then finally, we'll be releasing a mobile app that allows you to be able to manage and track everything going on your Bloc account on the go. This kind of like brings us to the end of the demo. I see that a lot of people have been asking a lot of questions. And thank you to my colleagues who are helping me answer them. I'm going to turn on questions now. Feel free to just copy and paste your questions in there. Feel free to paste our question, copy and paste the questions in there, and I'll be able to answer them specifically. So yeah, so to do that, you should see a Q&A tab at the bottom right of your screen. Just click on the Ask Question button, and drop your questions. Okay, thank you very much, Samuel. So Samuel asked, available in how many countries? Kenya. Currently, we are available in just Nigeria. Currently, we're available in just Nigeria. However, we have part of our roadmap in the next 4 to 6 months is to expand the Bloc banking service and infrastructure to more countries. Kenya is definitely part of our considerations, and we'll let you know the moment we are coming to Kenya. But yes, Kenya would be within our considerations in the next few months. Thank you. Okay, we have another question. Does Bloc have any roadmap for investment accounts or any form of interest savings accounts? Jerry, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So the answer is yes. On our roadmap, we have a couple of things planned for the treasury part, that's investment accounts, and also capital. So once we roll out majority of the things that Praise already spoke about, the things that you're going to be seeing on the Bloc dashboard pretty soon are things related to investments and capital. So yes, we have that in our roadmap. We're currently working on that as well.
Thank you, Jerry. Just so before we move on, Jerry is our head of product and chief technology officer at Bloc. Jerry, nice to have you here. Okay. What about the current service pricing and commission? Does this affect it in any way? Yes, it does. In the next few days, we will be introducing new pricing to our products. Right now, the pricing that you have access to is for the APIs. As we are bringing bringing our business banking features into it, it will be coming with its own clear pricing, and you should get that available to you before the end of the week. We'll communicate that before the end of the week. So yeah, nothing to be bothered about. I hope that answers your question. Can you talk a bit about licenses? Very good question. So I'm going to get started, and then Jerry can add to it. So yeah, all of our business banking services and our banking as a service infrastructure are powered by 2 or 3 CBN licensed banking institutions. We are partnered with, we're powered by Providence Bank. We are powered by Wema Bank, and we also have a microfinance bank who's also powering us with their banking license. So yes, we are duly licensed to offer business banking services to you, and because we are duly licensed to offer these services to you, everything you do on the Bloc dashboard is covered by that license, whether it is issuing an account or creating an account for your team is covered by the license. We also have a PSSP license. It's a payment service license that allows us to be able to process online payments for you. And then we also have our security side. We also have PCI DSS and ISO 27001 that ensures that all transactions and every activity that you perform on the platform is secure to the highest global standards. So yes, I hope that answers the question. Jerry, feel free to chip in if any.
So that answered the question, but we are also going to be releasing a very detailed compliance document on our website. So the details that you're going to find on the website is going to explain our compliance structure, our partners, who they are, the licenses that we hold and we have, and the licenses that we are actually like partner with people to enable us build this. So please look out for that on our website. It's going to be up in a couple of hours or days. So that would give more light into our compliance structure, and also our compliance structure is always growing and is ever growing. So what that means is, as Praise explained, we're expanding to more currencies, more countries, and more services. And that means that we need to constantly adjust or upgrade our compliance to fit those services. So as we do those things and as we announce these new products, expect that to also mean that we are going to be updating and keeping you updated on our new and updated compliance structure. So Praise, we might have to communicate or share the link, maybe a newsletter or something, once the website is up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, an email will be sent.
So once we have, but just like the dashboard is going to be having a lot of rapid releases, our website is also going to experience just same. And as we release more information about the new block, we would be informing you via email about them. So yeah, Adewale, do you have an infrastructure for automated deductions from customers' cards? For example, if I'm offering a savings to my members of the creative, I want to automate savings deductions from their cards periodically. Jerry, go ahead and take this.
So currently we do not, but are the payment arm of things. So are the payment arm, I mean, within our payment links, checkouts, and collections arm of things, we are working on two ways to make this happen. One is we're going to be introducing a mandate API and also a in-mandate feature within our invoice and our payment links in the next couple of weeks or months. So that's the first way to kind of tackle recurring payments. Then the other way is we are going to also add tokenization and recurring debit of cards. But the way our roadmap is currently structured, the mandate will probably come first, then the tokenization and recurring debits of cards will be coming next. But yes, we have a lot on our roadmap related to payment collection and recurring payment collections.
Okay, thank you. So someone asked, what's the requirement in terms of KYC to create a customer? To create a customer is free. You can create a customer by providing their name, their surname, and their email address. But to upgrade a customer so that you can issue accounts to them and you can issue cards to them, you have to provide specific information. I'm going to share a link right now that kind of like details that in kind of like explains that in very good detail. Feel free to look through it, and if you have any questions, you can ask us, ask the support team. So I'm sharing that now to them. I hope that helps. Thank you. So Mrs. Omoluabi, do the accounts and POS terminal settlements support split inflows? Jerry?
Currently, no, we do not support split inflows. But there is a feature that we have on our terminal that is actually tailored towards you being able to configure commissions. So that's mostly going to be released for our super agent customers. So on the Bloc dashboard, when your agents or your terminal operators perform actions and receive payments on your behalf on the field, there's a way for you to kind of like set predefined actions and the commissions that each of those people would get when they perform that sale. I don't know if that would fix your split inflow question, but I think what I would like to do is maybe gather more on the split inflow question. Maybe you can leave your email so we can contact you to get more information, and to know if this our commission feature solves the problem. So you can leave your email in the comment section, and we would set up a call or we'll send you an email to follow up on that.
Okay. We have about 13 more minutes, and I'm grateful for everyone who is asking questions. So I'm going to start with Hemera. So Hemera asked, there have been times we have gotten issues with deposits and transfers. I want to know if this problem has been resolved. Jerry?
Yes, it has. So part of the things that we did with Bloc 2.0b wasn't just to add more features or add more offering. We also improved the service of our service. So everything relating to transfers and collections of payments has actually been resolved, right? And we are also working every day to make sure that Bloc is as reliable as it should be. So yes, I'm sure after this call, you can keep testing and using Bloc, and you would see that we've drastically improved availability.
Okay. Next question from the same person.
So
how do you fight against
questions.
people?
Chris, do you want to pick maybe 2 or 3 more?
Yeah, I'm going to take on one more, but a few more. But
so look, are you hear me? Can someone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Jerry? Jerry, can you hear me? Okay. Can anyone hear me still?
Hear you, Bruce.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and answer. I think Jerry just dropped off. I'm going to turn off question and answers for now so that we can answer everyone's questions appropriately. So please give us a minute. So yeah, Hemera asked, how do we fight against people that use your services for illegal purposes? Jerry, are you back on?
I can answer that if you want me to take that.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, Jerry, I can hear you again.
But Edmond is on the call, so Edmond, feel free to take that.
Okay, Edmond, go ahead.
Thank you, Hemera. I think this is a very, very pervasive issue in Nigeria. A lot of fintechs have this issue of people using their platforms for nefarious activities. One thing we've been very, very careful with is that in our bid to scale, we've also tried our best to keep in place all the restrictions that would prevent those types of people from using our infrastructure, right? So I know numbers matter and everything else, but we don't want 1 million people, and of which in 1 million people using your platform, majority of them, see it as the easiest way to inflict financial harm on people. So with that said, our KYC is extremely robust. You will find, especially from existing customers, even during, whilst we were strictly an API company, you'd find that, even just little minute details that might be overlooked become something that could restrict your KYC on Bloc and prevent your acceptance. It's not because we just wanted to be sticky for being sticky sake, but it's mostly because once we've put in place a standard, the onus is on us to impose that standard on everybody, just to make sure that we don't unwittingly include people on our platform that will end up inflicting that harm. So I think the short answer here is that we're very, very strict on KYC. We're very strict on anti-money laundering practices we're putting in place. Very, very strict on anti-terrorism financing. We subscribed our platform to numerous local and international platforms that allow us monitor transactions in this regard, and monitor details of people who have been reported by other platforms as well, to be known to engage in financial crimes that affect a lot of people. And the more of these platforms come on board, the more we subscribe to them, to make sure that as much as possible we eliminate the threat that these people impose on financial platforms. Another thing that we've put in place as well is dispute resolution when it comes to transactions, and the ease at which you can freeze card, freeze accounts, and freeze these services. The reason why we built that into the platform is to make sure that, if you notice something is happening, even before you've reported it to us and everything, you can take action to kind of like freeze, to freeze certain aspects of your platform, to reduce the leakage, before you report to us and before we kick into gear to try and recover those funds from you. Also going beyond, just using our own microfinance bank, because we do have a bank, but also partnering with other banks, also allows us leverage on their own robust network and infrastructure in preventing this as well, right? No man is an island, and in terms of fighting financial crimes in our environment, it is something that has to be collaborative, right? It's not something that one company can do themselves. So anywhere we can partner with people that have also who have come before us essentially and had to fight these crimes, we partner with them. We leverage on their own knowledge as well, to make sure that we're building those things into our products and operations to actually prevent these things. So basically, our stance really is to be very, very proactive and not to sacrifice growth for security, right? Or not to sacrifice security for growth. So yeah, I hope that answers your questions.
Thank you very much, Edmund. And it's good to have you on here. Welcome. So yeah, we have a few more questions, not a lot. How much do KYC verification cost per customer when upgrading to tier 1, 2, and 3? Similarly, we charge a one-time 15 naira fee for KYC upgrade. So when you upgrade to tier 1, we charge you 15 naira, and then upgrades to tier 2 and tier 3 is free. You can learn more about this by checking our current pricing on blockhq.io/pricing. Someone will drop the link in the chat section. Amazing question. Another person asked, can your infrastructure be white labeled for use by another fintech? The answer is yes. Yes, it can. While we have built an amazing banking functionality for SMEs and startups and large organizations, we also have a robust API infrastructure that allows you to be able to embed these features into your own application. And then you can then go ahead and use it to build your own unique and custom fintech financial service for your customers. And when you use our infrastructure, like I shared earlier on, every service you offer via our infrastructure are also covered by our licenses, our banking and payment licenses. And you do not have to worry too much about that. Oluwale asked, can it be used to check credit score for any bank account in case of building a loan app? The answer is yes, but not now. In the future, like Jerry had shared, we have treasury and capital products that we have as part of our roadmap that allows you, treasury allows you to be able to grow the money you have saved with us. while capital allows you to access financing for your business growth. And while we introduce these products, what we'll be doing alongside these products is also introducing specific checks and features and functionalities that allow us, and by extension, allow other people to also be able to check credit scores and ensure that you are credit worthy, and then that we can trust you well enough to issue you capital to use your business. The way you think about it is whenever we bid for ourselves, we are also going to make it available to you. Because our goal is not just to build the best banking service for customers, but also to allow other people to be able to build the same thing for customers. We believe very strongly that our dream for fintech would not be carried or would not be, how do I put it, will not be executed by us alone. It's going to be a collaborative effort between us and dreamers like you and every single founder building Bloc. Okay. Something, yes, physical cards are not available right now, but they'll be available in the next few weeks. They're currently in development, and we'll share detailed information the moment we are ready. Did you require KYC for sub-account creation? No, we do not. Once you have performed your KYB compliance, like once you verified your business on Bloc, all sub-accounts are tied to your business's KYB. And so once you have verified your account, you can go ahead and create as many sub-accounts as you want. And just to be sure, there is no limit to the amount of sub-accounts that you can create for your business. Do you receive inflow in USD and pounds? How do you handle internal transactions and payouts? These are two different questions. I'm going to, Jerry, are you here? I'm going to hand over the inflow question to you. Can you answer that? Okay, I think, okay.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So the answer is no, currently you can't, but in a few weeks, yes, you would. Like Praise and myself earlier stated, I'm not sure if the person, if Obi Brown was on the call earlier, if you were. We said what we're doing at Bloc is that the payments and things, we are not just the payments as in paying, also payouts. We are currently expanding the total number of currencies that you can actually accept. So in the next couple of weeks, you'll notice that you'll be able to receive payments in multiple currencies aside from just NGN that we support right now. And you'll also be able to send payments to more than 50 other currencies. So I think the next question is, how do you handle internal transactions and payouts? So for internal transactions, I'm assuming you mean maybe switching between currencies and transferring money within different accounts. So we currently have a feature in which you can actually move money within your accounts Bloc for free. And when other currency accounts are available, you would have a feature for you to easily convert or swap between those currencies. So that will be done with the Bloc dashboard and the Bloc mobile app will be coming pretty soon. And then for payouts, I said, I think I answered that already, that we're going to offer multiple currency payouts as well. So on the Bloc dashboard and the mobile app, you'll be able to initiate transfers from maybe some of your sub accounts or your main accounts, depending on the currency that you selected when creating your account. I hope that covers all the questions there. So Praise, I don't know if you have another thing to.
No. Just have a final question from Ibuka. What's the plan and roadmap as regard increasing the daily transfer limit of a virtual bank account to over 1 million naira? So to provide context, right? Every tier 3 virtual bank account has a maximum daily withdrawal limit of 1 million naira. And so his question is, what is our compliance plan to increasing that limit? Jerry?
Okay, so the plan is we have different tiers. Right now, prior to Block 2.0 B, the limit for tier 3 was 1 million. But we're actually working on a plan to increase the limits to more than 1 million. So what in the next few days, Praise and his team are going to be sending out an email. And in the email, I think we're just going to outline both the pricing and everything related to limits. But definitely the limits are going to be above 1 million for tier 3 virtual accounts moving forward. As long as the account has carried out all the necessary KYC required in the account, according to CBS regulation and according to the KYC requirements on the Bloc dashboard or API, the accounts should be able to send more than 1 million daily.
Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who has participated in this. I really do appreciate your participation. Just before we go, I'd like to show you a few things. Like I shared at the beginning, once we are done with it, every person we have, when we announced early access invite, we had about 75 amazing people who showed interest in getting early access to the new dashboard or to the new block. We would be giving each person access to the new block today, before the end of today. And you'd be able to sign in with your already existing account details. You should be able to sign in, and once you sign in, you get access to what I have shown, or we've shown you guys today. But I'd like to show you one amazing thing that we have improved with the new version of Bloc, and that is our support. So now we have included and embedded a live chat version that allows you to be able to chat with a customer support agent. Want to ask you questions and get it, we'll be able to reply to you almost instantly within working hours. And in cases where it is outside working hours, you can send it as an email and they'll be able to respond to you within the next 24 working hours. You can also come in here, click on get help with an issue, provide what the issue is and the details, and then we would, when you send out the message, we'll also respond to you to your registered email and ensure that you get very fast support for your banking explorations. And then finally, and this is the most important part, for everyone who's going to get an early access invite, we're looking forward to getting feedback from each one of you. So there's a share feedback button here. When you click on it, it takes you to a form where you can provide detailed feedback about your experience on the Bloc dashboard. Our goal is to provide the richest or a very rich banking experience to everyone who uses the dashboard, whether you are a technical customer integrating our Bloc API, or you are an SME, a supermarket, a large organization, or a church, an NGO, whatever you might be, we built Bloc for you because we believe that fintech can change and grow your business in explosive ways than you can ever imagine. So I'll be looking forward to working with everyone, and do feel free to share feedback with us. The final question, the account created, can inflow be made into it from any bank in Nigeria? The answer is yes. Yes, it can. Currently, all accounts created are powered by Providence Bank. And so you would, when you send money to it, you'd be able to receive money very easily. Falcon asked if the dashboard is live already. This dashboard is not live to the public. It will be live in the next 2 to 3 weeks maximum. But currently, we will be giving a unique invite to everyone who is a part of the early access program. So if you're not a part of the early access program, you'd have to be patient with us for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Thank you everyone for coming to this demo. I appreciate it. I apologize for what happened, the technical issues we had at the beginning, and I'm grateful that you stayed with us through the end. Thanks for the support, and I will be seeing you guys on the dashboard. And amazing.
So, you can see that I can see some people have some questions. Sorry, we are out of time, but if you have a lot of questions or have more questions, please send us an email at hello@blochk.io. We'll be happy to answer them. And if you're currently on the partner Slack, please send an email to myself, Praise, or on the general channel on the partner Slack. So yes, we'll definitely be responding to your questions today once we get your emails or messages on Slack. Thank you, everyone.
And please, one more thing, if you guys enjoyed this demo, please tweet at us. We'll be glad to have you follow our social media pages and update you with product specific updates, especially with regards to some of the questions you asked about products and features coming in the next couple of months. So thank you guys for being here with us and going through this demo with us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for joining us. Have an amazing day.